Hey guys, welcome back to ESL TV for the RaidCall EMS 1 Group D. We're going to move into our final game of the day, VeryGames versus Fnatic. Obviously the winner will be in first position. We'll get put into the high seed pool with Superstars, NIP, and... wait a minute, I forgot who finished it in. And Absolute Legends. On the other side you have a Nexus, ESC, and...
a Nexus. Alternate?
Wait a minute, did I say that wrong?
I see alternate, ESC, and in faculty.
No, an X is qualified, not alternate.
Huh.
Ninjas in Pajamas, Absolute Legends, an Nexus and ESC second in Group A and B. And Group C is Superstars in first, Faculty in second, and obviously whoever wins from Fnatic and VeryGames in the top. So let's get into our game then in just a second here, because we should be ready to kick off the knife round in just a moment. Trace is telling me I can't have a coffee break. If only I drank coffee. Oh wait, that was our microphone. Probably shouldn't turn that one off. But yeah, we are into this one. They're having a bit of a warm-up at this stage. Let's not show the password to everyone. That would be a good thing not to do. So quick rundown on the teams then, if you didn't already know them, of course. Fnatic with Stinger, Zip, Freeze, Trace, and Modi. And VeryGames, MBK, Kenny S, Scream, Existence, and Smiths. Now, you want to win this game. I mean, obviously NIP are going to be massive favourites in the LAN finals anyway, whatever way you look at it. But, I mean, if you finish first, you've still got the chance of meeting the likes of ESC and Nexus in second, and Faculty, who they've put up some great results online. Honestly, offline, they've not been impressive at all. So, first position is probably where you're going to be looking to be. Absolute Legends, obviously they use JWoww and Schneider in their games at the end, so I'm guessing that they're going to be in with the team when it comes to the LAN finals as well.
Can't believe you said JWoww. I remember when he subbed for alternate on the on their League of Legends team, and was not that.
That is not the same guy.
Yeah, no, he did.
No, that is not the same guy.
He subbed during
that is not the same guy.
I could have sworn.
No.
I know Moon did once.
That is not the same guy at all. That is a totally different guy, one from Sweden. Close though.
I was so proud of myself there for a second.
Yeah.
Now I'm just disappointed.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to break your heart. So we're going to have the knife round here in just a second between these two sides. And Dust 2, as I said, there is... I don't want to say a lot on the line, although, you know, first and second seeding pots are sometimes important. I mean, technically, if you want to win a best-of-3 single elimination bracket, you're going to have to beat the best teams anyway. But you want to avoid playing Ninjas in Pajamas in the first round. That's just how it is. So first place obviously is what both of these teams are going to be looking for. Dust 2 is the map. Knife round going to get underway here in just a second. And everyone whining at me in chat, I noticed after that game, because I forget to press shift so often. That's just one of my many problems in life. Not good at pressing shift. But VeryGames here starting off strong. Actually a 2 versus 2 now. Trace and Zip combining for that kill on Existence. There's Trace with another one. It comes down to a super exciting 1 versus 1, and there is the kill to finish off. It's Trace that picks that one up, and that will be Fnatic getting choice of sides. And unsurprisingly, they switch teams onto that terrorist side, and that's where they're going to be starting.
So Joe, I want to ask this, but I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say. On paper, who's a better team? VeryGames. Oh, you're taking some time.
No, I think it's really... Oh, stop. Not ready just yet. Don't know why. Don't know what really happened there, but they're going to be getting going here in just a moment, says Stinger. So they obviously, Fnatic need to have a little bit of a chat about what they're going to do here on this terrorist side. Yeah, I think it's a really hard one to call, this one. I mean, Fnatic, as we said before, are still a fairly new team. VeryGames are anything but a new team. But Fnatic have shown some real promise in this one. VeryGames' last game, obviously, they won 16-8 against Lowland Lions. Looked like it could have been more after a very strong T half on Nuke. But Fnatic also dropped Dot Pixels 16-2, which VeryGames only managed a 16-13 against Dot Pixels. So now the form and who's in form here today, I think is a little bit up in the air. So really interested to see how this one all gets underway there. We can see the Fnatic start here. It's pretty passive. You've got 4 men in middle. Trace just watching for any pushes coming through that A-long double doors. But Fnatic edging their way pretty quickly towards Catwalk here. VeryGames do have 2 men defending close to that A site, and 1 man, as I said before, down at the end of long A. There is a smoke. That's going to take anyone from CT spawn or lower out of this defensive process. That was a fantastic defensive grenade, though, coming out of VeryGames, which has done a lot of damage, but it might not matter here as Stinger gets himself 1 and 2 there onto both Smiths and Existence, and that is the start that Fnatic were looking for here. That grenade seemed to have set them back a little bit. MBK here having to reload. Zip will pick him off, and now VeryGames only have 2. Scream and Kenny S coming back here on Catwalk. Grenade coming in, flashes in there, but Scream did pick up 1, and it's now all on Kenny S to win the round for VeryGames. He's got 3 men to find, a bomb to defuse, and that is a tall order. But what a shot onto Moddy. Zip going to be defending from long, as there is the peek out from Stinger. He picks himself up, his 4th kill of that round. Fantastic stuff from Stinger, and that will be Fnatic on the terrorist side here, getting off to their dream start.
I almost expected VeryGames to actually be able to pull that one back because of that the defensive nade that they threw you were talking about. They got so many members of Fnatic down to about half health. But they just kept picking people off one by one. They're ooh, wow. Scream actually got very low from that fire through double doors.
Yeah, and that's the thing right now. Statistically, these T-pistols have been stronger, and by a decent amount as well. The Glock obviously did have its nerf, but still seems very, very strong. As Moddy here going to get caught out by the P250 of MBK. We can see Trace actually just watching again, as we saw from him in the last round, over towards long A double doors to see if anyone makes a move from that one. Stinger spots 1 man as Freeze dropping MBK. Stinger has killed Scream off as well. Now just Existence and Kenny S stand between Fnatic and a 2-0 scoreline. Trace just having to pick up the bomb that was left for safekeeping down on that right hand side of middle. But Fnatic just waiting a little bit here. Don't want to walk into another killer grenade and a Kenny S, which is going to be waiting there. Nice control of that Galil spray by Zip. And now it's all on Existence. 24 health, P250 in hand. And as soon as they spot that it's there, it should be an easy finisher for Fnatic. And it is Trace that picks that one up. 2-0, job done.
No, that's expected from that eco round. As we're going to have another one here. Good, I counted the rounds correctly this time. And see, Joe, okay. So, I think we've talked about this before, and on 1.6 you said B was more counter-terrorist favored, right? As in, like, holding it down?
Well, the thing about B is it's whoever's got it is has got the advantage there. I mean,
it's harder for the terrorists to get into B than it is for the counter-terrorists to hold it.
Yeah, it's a harder site to get into, but that counts then if you do get into it as a terrorist. The CTs are going to have a little bit harder. But you've got the other side of that as well. I mean, it's got a lot to do with the fact that, number one, there's 2 very clear entrances in there. And the second thing is the way that it's set up with that lower wall, that you can get flashes and smokes over the top of that as well. So that plays a role in being able to hold it and being able to get back in there, as well as Existence here down the end of those B tunnels. He's going to take... got a bit of damage. There's Trace with that Galil. He's been on point with that Galil so far. In fact, where is he? Okay, he's got 2 kills. I thought he had more than that, to be honest, but nonetheless, 2 kills are 2 kills. There was Kenny S, got himself 1, but Existence now coming from T-spawn with only 17 health. And that P2K is going to be
not enough.
Swiftly dealt with here, I feel, by Trace. And there it is. Galil finisher. 3-0 Fnatic. VeryGames, though, going to show us what they can do now.
We do have Kenny S picking up that op. No one over on Fnatic side, though, so they might be able to... actually, there we go. Freeze does pick one up. His op was hit or miss in the game of Mirage, I have to say, though. Yeah, but the problem with Freeze is when his op is on, and we saw that in Cup 4, I want to say, Freeze's op is... Seriously, when he's on his game, is pretty unbelievable at times. You can say the same about Kenny S. I mean, this guy...
he was always, there was always this argument of Kenny S versus Markelov, actually, when we first came into Counter-Strike Go. And Kenny S in CS Source had one of the most incredible AWPs. But right now it looks like Fnatic are going to be coming in towards this A-bomb site. They've already got the first 2 kills. There's a counter flash by Existence, and he's going to go aggressive here. Will take down Zip. Can he get more? No. Trace will drop him. Did lose a bit of health in the process, but that is going to be the start to this push that Fnatic are looking for. But Scream and Kenny S coming around the backside there. Kenny S losing a bit of health from the grenade, but they're going to get that bomb in position. They know that both men are there, and the plant will come around here by Trace. Stinger going to be going up close and personal with Scream. Got himself one. Kenny S almost dropped in the process. Only 7 health. He's already backing away, and we'll look to save this AWP, the costly AWP, for round number 5. As he heads up towards that T-spawn. Freeze and Trace, not sure that they'll go hunting at the end of this one. You can see Kenny S's position on the wall by that T-spawn allows him some cover from that T-spawn side whilst looking through towards the B tunnels as well. This is going to be 4-0 for Fnatic. On that T side, you know, Dust 2, terrorist-sided map, so not really too big of a surprise, but still the start that they've come out with here on this gun round, very, very strong. Let's have a look how much cash we've got for VeryGames at this point. They're not going to be buying a lot of much. Kenny S, of course, did save the AWP, and you can see P250s for Existence, for Scream. I didn't quite catch if MBK had gone that route as well. He did pick up 1 flash, so may indicate that he bought something else. Yep, and indeed he did. And there is Freeze again, down the middle, through the door, picks off Existence, and that is the danger. As I said, if Freeze is in form, he is incredible, absolutely incredible player to watch. There's a flash going through. Smiths is going to go through as well. Freeze missing that second shot. But Smiths now is going to have a little bit of trouble. Actually gets Trace through the wall, but there is Freeze with the grenade and the Glock combo. And that will be already Fnatic man advantage at 4 versus 3. And if they're to win this round, VeryGames, Kenny S has got to turn on the style. He's currently watching down at the end of Long 8. That's where the action was earlier on. So no real surprise that he's decided on that position. Here is Scream actually in middle. He's going to surprise Stinger. Kept himself mostly shielded from that flashbang. MBK going to die to Zip though. And now as Modi moves in towards B there, Freeze has the bomb in hand. They're going to look for that plant. Kenny S final man. Let's get around to him. And it's a case of, again, trying to save that AWP until round number 6. This time Zip is actually going to come hunting him. But this should be a shot that Kenny S can hit, and Kenny S will connect.
Considering that Fnatic actually, or Freeze picked off Existence right off the bat with that shot through middle, they actually played that very hesitant. I want to say like they were very cautious there.
Well, because they knew that Kenny S had kept that AWP, and that's the real danger from that one, as Freeze actually coming out on top of that one. Kenny S already had the scope onto his position. But yeah, the reason that Fnatic will have played that one so defensive is that the AWP of Kenny S requires a little bit of caution. We can see here VeryGames going for something of their signature for you on Dust 2 as well as other maps, which is a second AWP, that double AWP defense. 1 man inside of B, 1 man down at long. Let's have a look at Smiths, and yeah, he's actually going to be watching long with that one. And actually it's Existence that's got the second one, so Kenny S gave that one up here. And, well, Existence was,
probably shouldn't have taken that
in terms of AWPs, a mile off with that shot, honestly. But he's got Smiths to back him up. NBK had started to go through as well. Freeze is still waiting. Freeze gets the better of NBK as Modi goes down on the other side. Finally, they deal with Freeze. Well, Fnatic have walked their way in on towards this A-bomb site. Plant, surely he's going to come around here. Trace got the bomb. And there we go. 2 men watching on catwalk here. Kenny S going to be dealt with, as will Scream. Great double from Zip, and now it's all on Smiths. He gets blinded. Can he get away before they shoot him in the back? There is Trace, and Smiths picks him off.
That's a nice shot.
Well, Fnatic going around the back of him. Let's get on board here with Smiths. who's going to give his position away. Stinger's going to be waiting. Stinger gets the kill, and more importantly, even takes away that AWP for the next round of VeryGames. So let's have a look at the cash. 5,300 for Scream. Rest hanging around about 3,500 to 4,000. So looks like they'll be going for a bit of a mixed bag this time, with 2 FAMASas, 3 FAMASas even in there, and 2 M4s. Let's see how that impacts on their overall round in this one. Freeze still rocking that AWP. And on the scoreboard, he is currently sat in second, but has the most kills in the game at 9 frags for 2 deaths.
He's been putting on a really good game. Like you were saying before, you know, when he's on his game, he can just destroy the team. I was talking about how he didn't do too well in the first game versus... Oh, man. Brain fart right there.
Lowland Lions.
Thank you. Against Lowland Lions on Mirage, but you're completely spot on what you said about how good he truly is with that op. But the rest of the team as well has been playing phenomenal. I mean, we have an 8-2 score, we have a 7-3 score, a 5-3. Everyone doing extremely well except Modi, who 0-3 at this point, 0-4 at this point, not doing too hot. But we did see him pull off some really amazing things against, in the first map on Mirage versus Lowland Lions.
And actually, he's been really instrumental in this round so far. He did a lot of early round damage to Scream and Kenny S, which may turn the tide of things here, as Scream going to get dropped by Trace, who, now we talk about Freeze as the AWP, of course. Trace earlier on in, I say earlier on really, towards the end even of Counter-Strike 1.6, was a massive, massive AWP player. The likes of MTW. And now we have a 2-on-2. Similar health totals for both teams, as MBK is going to get shot down by Modi, and now it's all on Kenny S, who, what's he going to do? He's going to come in as well, and there is Modi. So you were talking about how much of a non-impact he's had on the game so far, but as I mentioned, that early damage that he'd done to the defenders on that B site, really opening things up. Then those 2 important finishers as well. Fnatic, 7 rounds out of 7 here, 1 more, and they're going to have that guaranteed first half lead. Let's see if Freeze can land anything through the doors at the start. Actually, they've clipped Existence down there. I think that was maybe the AK of Trace more than anything.
That's the second time he's actually been chipped going through that door, trying to get over to the B site, which you might even say, you know, really makes him play super passive, really careful at the B site. But still, I mean, Fnatic 7 rounds in a row. They're looking unstoppable at this point.
Yeah, 7 out of 7 is definitely a record that any team can be proud of against VeryGames, that's for sure. This, of course, is an eco for the Frenchman. All running P250s currently. Fnatic, as such, playing very passively. Don't want to get themselves caught out, but they will get that flashbang through on towards the end of Long 8, and are going to be looking for those initial kills. MBK did actually pick up the first one there for VeryGames, but Fnatic's setup here should allow for them to finish off things. Kenny S on the site itself gets hit by a grenade, down to 14 HP. Stinger just looking for the angles around the bloom of that smoke. Kenny S should be his next target here as he peeks out, but as they approach the end of that walkway, you see Fnatic get 2 with Stinger, actually, who did get 3 overall that round, and that is the guaranteed lead from the half from Fnatic, 8-0.
We are going to see another buyout coming out of VeryGames here. Everyone at Fnatic is sitting on so much money right now. I mean, if they did lose like the next 2, they're still going to have enough money to buy for that 3rd round, as they've been doing pretty much the same thing every single round. Just work off a pick and then commit to a site. They never really rushed into anything just yet. As Modi's going to be over towards B by himself again. They're trying to get anyone rotating through those tunnels, but we do have MBK be pushing out of Long A double doors here, but Freeze is waiting for him. And here's the cap push happening out of Fnatic.
Yeah, and that whole style, the whole pick and move is very Dust 2. I mean, it's one of those maps where if they manage to separate this middle area where Kenny S is right now, if they get a good smoke down in there, manage to take it over, they can split both bomb sites, which means it's so hard to rotate in, which means the initial picks really dictate on Dust 2 somewhat more than others, as Kenny S there is going to take out Modi as well. That is, of course, 2 kills this round for Kenny S. Existence got an AWP as well, and Zip now thinking, well, don't know what I'm going to do with myself this round, but first thing is to get the kill on towards Smiths. Kenny S going to actually take no damage there from that grenade. It was inside the tunnels themselves, and that will be the first round for VeryGames here on the CT side.
Well, let's see if they can use that and win the next 6 now, because they really gonna need those at this point. Well, I mean, you know, I guess not really need them, but they'd be very happy to pick those up. They had a pretty dominating performance on Nuke against the Land Lions, but this time Fnatic doing very well. Freeze getting another kill on a Scream, second pick through those double doors in mid. And that gives them that nice advantage to go over towards that B side if they want to. Stinger's already rushing in there. As you see Kenny, or that wasn't Kenny, that was Smith picking up a kill onto Zip. But they are in that B side right now. They're going to go straight in. Fnatic trying to pick up a couple more kills. So we're going to ride along with Kenny S with that op. Does get headshot by Madi. And they will be able to lock down that B side if they can take out Existence here.
Yeah, there's Trace re-aiming AK. Now Smith's going to be coming around the back. MBK, guessing will come front side of B. And Trace is going to get that bomb planted. Imagine he'll stay pretty well hidden from this one. Let's watch Smith's right now, because as he backed away from those double doors, that's where he expected it to come from. Nice try from Fnatic, but good round again from VeryGames. That's 2 in a row from their side. And again, these double AWPs really helping them craft openings in these last 2 rounds.
And that was even with the pick on mid lane that they were able to turn that around. Like a 4v5 situation, holding down B, picking up a couple of kills.
So this time, VeryGames going a little bit more AWP biased with 3 AWPs. And they're going to go for that middle shot. And it's a good call at the end of the day. I mean, Dust 2 is a map which you can lock down with those 3 AWPs. And not to mention, in the middle, if you trade 1 for 1 against a team that's only got 1 AWP, you automatically have the AWP advantage. And they can hold down big areas of the map. So they were looking for that with 2 men peeking middle. There's Existence to drop Zip as well. Smith's going to be the man covering short.
It's really expensive, though, to buy that many ops. Especially when you've lost 8 in a row. But it's working out for him. Able to pick up 2 now, maybe even able to pick up a 3rd.
See, that's the fear that they have. If you saw that, they take down 1 man, and they're scared to move any further because they know that an AWP is either on the site itself or on short here. Stinger is going to drop Existence, but look at that. Smiths is there. He's the next man. Kenny S is going to drop Modi, and it's now all on Stinger, who has 3 health. That grenade would have killed him if he was about an inch further towards middle. There is Scream, actually, with the M4 to finish off, and that will be 3 rounds in a row for VeryGames. Yep. Fnatic may eco this one up. Actually, Trace has got 10k. It's a lot more than everyone else. And he's going to be dropping weapons as such. He's like, here you go, it's Christmas. 2 AKs for all.
He's the Oprah of Counter-Strike. You get a gun, you get a gun, you get a gun.
You were a bad boy, you get a piece of coal. Yeah.
You get dualies. I was seeing who would break the silence first. But anyways, we do have Fnatic down 3 rounds in a row right now. Trying to make a comeback here, pick up another couple of rounds. As they do have 3 more left here. Scream actually, okay, okay. I thought it was like DC there for a little bit, but he is just waiting for that middle push happening. Zip on Catwalk right now. Trying to go for a pick. Not going to get it though. And VeryGames, I mean, with those ops, they're currently sitting on 2 right now, are able to really strike fear into Fnatic. Because like you were saying, they're afraid to push out anywhere because they don't want to get shot down right away. Well,
they've taken 1 step here of closing off AWPs, which of course is smoke. That middle area going to be smoked. There's Existence dropped, and you see there's 2 smokes here from Fnatic down by that CT spawn. They don't want Kenny S and anyone else to be able to see straight over. He cannot see diddly squat through up towards that ramp, which means they automatically have to come around a different side. Fnatic have 4 AKs here. We have Kenny S and Smith both with AWP, so if they keep hidden here, they can do the job. Stinger going to take down Scream. There is Smith's coming in though, and it's now 2 versus 2. Another smoke put down. Flash going to go over the top as well, and Smith's and Kenny S both completely blind from that one. There is Zip. Kenny S is actually going to hit him in the leg. Oh. And Smith picks off Freeze as well. And the defuse already on here. He does have a kit. It's going to be close, but he will manage to get it just before. And that is VeryGames coming in, picking up another round. But
that retake, holy.
Yeah, and that's always a danger when you've got more than 1 or maybe even more than 2 people who can hit shots with the AWPs, which actually...
That's a hard thing to do, though, to push like that into a site to retake it with 2 offs.
Yeah, but my point was, though, like, Fnatic also have the ability in terms of skills with AWPs. that VeryGames have. They have the names in there. They have people who have proved that time and time again. As another smoke will take Kenny S out of the game for now. He's just going to be backing away and looking over on towards that catwalk area. He's going to pick off Zip as well. And give him an inch of sight and he'll take your head off. Because there is one man in middle there that needs to be careful. Kenny S, who I'm unwillingly watching the entire time, thanks to forgetting to press shift again. GG me. VeryGames, you know, 8-0 down. They've won the last 4 rounds in a row. You've got to give them all the credit for this one. So we are going to see once again a push through middle. This is the split that I was talking about earlier on, but Kenny S on top of the scaffolding. He's going to get one. He's got backup from Scream, who will drop Trace. Kenny S did die in that, and the final 2 men from Fnatic here are heading through into that B site. Actually, Scream got his checking over towards those double doors, as there's the jump up on the top of window. Nicely done by Modi. Can he get the second one? Yes, he can. It's now 2 versus 2. Freeze is going to get the shot off here. Actually misses the first one as Modi goes aggressive in middle. Comes back into the site. NBK gets both of them, and he has got more than enough time here if he can find the bomb to get in there for the defuse. Actually, he was looking for the AWP, which is something you have to do if you're going to have 3 of them in your lineup every single round. Just carry them through as often as you can, and that will be 5 rounds in a row. Scoreline 8-5, still to Fnatic, of course. And
yet again, a very strong takeback from VeryGames right there, taking that B site. And Modi, I mean, he came out pretty big, getting those 2 kills in a row, but fortunately couldn't hit that shot into tunnels. And VeryGames, yeah, 5 rounds in a row. Maybe they'll pull off a 6th here. Maybe they'll bring it to 8-7 scoreline, which I'm going to assume, and you might agree with me on this, isn't too damn bad on counter-terror side.
No. Well, I mean, if you look at how this started as well.
8 rounds straight for Fnatic.
If they can get, I mean, they've already got 5, so they're already doing well. There's no doubt about that one. But if they could take 6, 7 from this one, then they're going to be in pretty much dreamland, considering how the whole half started for them. So let's have a look here. Slow start from NBK. He's quite happy to camp out there at the end of long. And again, Fnatic trying to smoke out the AWPs. And Freeze is actually going to make a peek over here. Scream is off to the left-hand side. And they're going to see his gun barrel in just a sec as we switch away. Good GG auto director. Which means that he probably won't get the kill. There we go. Back towards Scream. So they've checked that position. They didn't see his gun. They're going to see the gun barrel of Freeze. Trace will get that one back. So there is Kenny S again. And it's just a flick shot. And that's exactly what makes him so dangerous. That even though, if you think, all right, I've got positional advantage on him, his reactionary shots are just out of this world. Zip going to get the bomb planted. But he's going to have to try and hold here. 1 versus 3. And there you see those flashes over the top of the wall. Kenny S gets himself dropped. There is Existence coming in. We'll get the kill with the P2000. Zip is finished off. And the defuse will come around from this time Existence. So 8-6. 6 in a row for VeryGames.
See, one thing that always confused me, Joe, if you're a terrorist, why would you put, was it 30 or 45 seconds blow-up timer on it? Why not put like 10 and just run? You know?
Because it's a game, Jason.
They didn't think that through. But anyways, VeryGames taking 6 rounds straight. Last round of the first half here. And Joe, if you were to put your money on it right now, who's going to take it? This round, I mean.
Oh, this round? I'd probably say VeryGames. Just from the whole momentum game that we've been seeing going on and how well they've played this whole defensive game here, as we are going to see Smith spraying through the smoke. He's not finished here. He wanted to keep going. Picks up the AK. Still spraying through. Zip will drop him in the end, but Zip lost half of his health, and Smith did more than his job there. His Existence, close range, picks off Modi. There's MBK onto Zip as well. It's now Freeze and Stinger. Freeze gets himself 1, but there is Kenny S and MBK chiming in together. 8-7 first half score. Would not have thought it after Fnatic going 8-0, but you have to give the credit games there to VeryGames. They won the credit games.
Kind of like the Hunger Games, but
yeah,
more based around credit.
Yeah, exactly that. 8-7. Didn't think we were going to see that happening, but Fnatic need to start strong now on this CT side because VeryGames, again, they've moved to the stronger team. They were on the weaker side last time. Of course, when we saw them on Nuke against Lone Lions, they came out 12-3 ahead from the terrorist side. It's not quite as extreme this time around. And Fnatic are definitely a team that shouldn't be underestimated.
Not to mention, we're going to find out if they can, like you're saying, you know, maybe run 3 operas. I'm not sure if that's exactly something they do or that's in their playbook, but we'll see how good. Oh, Scream getting a nice kill on the Freeze, opening up that B-side.
You see, the Glock is ridiculous, in my opinion. The Glock is still... I don't think it's fixed.
Remember, 1.6, everyone would buy USPs, even if you're on the terror side for, like, gun rounds. Ooh, or sorry, eco rounds. So nice damage being done on a skirt there from Trace. As we do see VeryGames going to be going into this B-side here. We see one person all by himself, and Monty does get taken down. And you talked before how hard it is to take a site, but to take it back. And we're going to see if Fnatic can pull that off. But I'm going to say no.
No, it doesn't look that way. VeryGames going very aggressive here to try and finish it. MBK and Kenny S will join up to make that one happen. So let's have a look down the scoreboard here a little bit. And again, VeryGames, much like their match earlier on against Lowland Lions, all of them, almost, Existence the only one that's not in double figures. 16-10 for Kenny, 15-13 for Smiths, 10-10 for Scream, 6 for 12 for Existence. On the other side, Fnatic in a similar position here, but the way that things are running here, Fnatic have everything going against them. Here comes the push from Long. Fnatic actually have all 5 men there. Kenny S got the first kill here onto Trace as Freeze was low. Smiths gets himself 2. They're surely just going to wipe up the rest of this round. Modi was there. Scream finishes him off. And that will be 9-8. VeryGames finally take the lead for the first time in this game.
And they also didn't buy that last round.
Not all.
Not at all. I think they bought up maybe armor, but they didn't buy anything. So now they're going to come out with an op on Kenny S. I'm not sure if this is expected on Fnatic, though. If they cross over that B side, which no one currently is, looks like they might rush down this long A with a couple of nades. But in the meantime, we are seeing VeryGames move over into this B side.
Yeah, Fnatic again having a big stack on the A side, which, again, an eco round like this, it's all about guessing and having... you know, a position where you can do something with a stack there. As Smith's going to get himself 1. And going to turn into a bit of a duck shoot here, I think, for VeryGames. Fnatic, you can see, trying to get themselves as hidden as they can. A big flash comes down into that CT spawn. Are they going to follow up? Kenny S only just actually getting that bomb in position. And now we have Modi just stabbing out into the smoke like, please connect, please connect. Let's see if I can kill someone. In the end, obviously doesn't. And now only 2 men left for Fnatic here to try and stop this little push coming around. Existence finishes it off 10-8. VeryGames now are, well, they've got 10 rounds in a row.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd be saying after Fnatic went 8 wins straight that VeryGames is now 6 rounds away from winning?
Not me. But that's VeryGames. I mean, that's any top team can do that. Any top team can turn it around when they find their form and figure out exactly what the plan's going to be. This round, of course, is a buy-up from Fnatic. This is such an important one for them now. This will be 11-8 and most likely bad money times for Fnatic as Modi sprays at Existence and honestly should have done better there. 56 health is what remains on Existence. And Existence may now get himself a second. Will he get the third here? He's got 1 man off to his left-hand side. Freeze and Stinger just exchanging kills as Smith comes flying through. He's actually mostly blinded from that one. There is MBK in middle. And that is, again, that smoke cut-off middle strategy coming out of VeryGames. Just get yourselves straight down there, cut this area complete off, and then you can cut into the B side from both sides, and then the bomb goes boom. That's exactly what they did.
Even I almost expected you to draw a picture there.
Bomb didn't explode in the end as Modi gets clipped through the middle doors, as does Freeze a little bit. And this will be that that eco round that I was talking about earlier from Fnatic. VeryGames, 11 rounds now on the bounce. Nade from Mod. No, he almost died from that one. Actually, second one comes in as well. Modi left with just 3 HP. Flash to the back here. Freeze is the one in there. He won't last for too long as Smith takes his head off. And Fnatic now going to get with 4 men. There's a Deagle. With Stinger. And they've got 4 men again setting up here down by his one. There is that Deagle in towards Scream. But he's got to do that only 4 more times. Only 4 more times, Stinger. No pressure. And Fnatic are waiting back. They would love to take a weapon through to this next round. And VeryGames are finally going to get in there. There is 1 kill for MBK. He realizes what's going on and says, I'm not getting involved in that one. I do not want to lose my weapon. There is Stinger trying to get in. Kenny S will pick him off. Actually through the box in the end. Kenny S actually coming fairly aggressive out here. And Modi is still in there as well. Smith finishes that one off. 12-8, and that's 12 in a row for VeryGames. When are Fnatic going to stop it?
I don't think anytime soon, but we do have that buy-up, so we might see it right here, Joe. You know, Freeze has that op yet again. 4 M4s for the rest of their team. And VeryGames, I mean, just wow. Like, really. 12 rounds straight. They look like a completely different team from when they first started in those 8 rounds. And they've been shutting down middle, been just applying pressure there every single time. They've been doing the same strat where you have Scream and Smith go over towards B. Existence sits in mid. He does pick up 1 kill on the Freeze right now. And then you have Kenny and MBK work their way over towards A. And it looks like Fnatic doesn't even have a response to this. They just seem like confused at this point as Monty does pick up a kill on Existence. As he tries to go for another one, spraying out that double doors, isn't able to get anything though. And Kenny all by himself at that long A site.
Which is fine as well if he can move in there quick enough and not get picked off by any man off to the side. VeryGames finally hit a bit of a brick wall in terms of a Fnatic defense. But with those smokes again, going to come in. Smith's going to be dropped here by Stinger. Zip did take out MBK as well. Scream slightly flash. Can he get Zip? Yes, he can. But they've got 3 to find. Still advantage in terms of men left alive is with Fnatic. Kenny S, though, has full health. Here comes Modi. Kenny S gets dropped. And it's now all on Scream. He's going to get the bomb down. So, money, if nothing else, here for VeryGames. And look at Modi jumping up there. Will actually get the kill. Well, there's not a lot you can do about that one in Scream's position. But good round from Fnatic. And that's what they need to do now. It's going to bring them back into the game. Their first one in 12, well, in 13 rounds, technically. You know, 8-0 up, fall to 12-8 behind. Now it's 12-9, and hopefully from Fnatic's side, that will give them that, you know, a bit of a spur on that they needed. But again, if you look over towards VeryGames and how much cash they had, basically Smiths could buy an AK for all 5 members.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you
Not
end up
quite that extreme, but
well, you end up winning 1 round, but you're going to be against a team that has guns yet again, so it's not going to be any easier for the second time. But Madi already dropped down to 54 health right off the bat from those nades down that middle, and he's been having a tough game in general. Like over T side, didn't do anything fantastic. Did pick up a couple of kills in that B site, but you know, CT's been shut down quite a bit. They've been applying a lot of pressure on mid with the smokes, with the nades, you know, but he was able to pick up a triple kill this last round.
And there is Modi again talking about him. Trace actually will go down. Modi picks up the kill afterwards onto Scream. So that's a 1-for-1. But also Modi losing half his health. That's a better trade-off for VeryGames.
And it looks like they will be working towards this A site here. 3 members sitting on Catwalk. MBK going to be going through the tunnels back to B. And bomb is on Smiths right now. Oh, that was team damage actually. From Modi onto Zip. Here's what a shot from Existence. They're just the ones that, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are. Those kind of shots are going to cause you problems all day long. Existence down to 12 health after that one. You see more flashes being put in towards that CT area. Bomb going to get planted here by Existence. And VeryGames are going to set up their defense. Let's see if Fnatic with 2 full HP players can get back into this bomb site. Freeze has swapped out that that AWP for an M4. MBK going to watch the window as another flash comes in. Great shot from MBK. Existence gets a second. And Fnatic timing that one as well as they could given what they had. And that will be 13-9. Fnatic going to be forced to eco. Yep, and this is not a position you want to be in when you have to go for that.
Well, I say that. Actually, they're going to buy up. Yeah. There's one man, again, with a lot more than everyone else. I think it was 5 or 6K.
Mr. Moneybags.
One player. Yeah. So, taking a risk there as well. I mean, they could have saved here and just gone to 14-9, but yeah, you want to keep that score as low as possible. Bit of risk never hurt anyone.
Well, you consider
it hurt a lot of people, but you also won't find many winners that don't take risks.
And considering they're already qualified for the offline event. I mean, yeah, they kind of want to get out of the group that's going to play against NIP, but, you know,
well,
you want it off your shoulders.
You want to beat a team like VeryGames online as well. That's an achievement in itself to have on any team's back, as MBK and Zip there going to exchange. Let's see if MBK can get himself any more. Stinger is watching the end of those long A double doors. And eventually will change position. Nade going over into the side. Doesn't do any damage whatsoever. And MBK, that's just a confidence. See, he stood on top of the box with 2 men on long A, but he's got a smoke in place, so he doesn't care. He knows that he's safe, and that is just a positional awareness of, well, not a lot of players have that to such a high degree here, as we are going to see Stinger and Trace coming at the same time. Stinger is down. There is Trace. MBK picks up his 4th kill of the round. Expert from VeryGames. And now Fnatic are really in trouble. You see their money totals this time around are not looking too sharp.
Not to mention that last round, that was amazing teamwork out of VeryGames. It was a 2-on-3 situation. There's an op at long A, and if they're able to turn around with the flash, with the smokes, and just with their bare aim.
We've got 2 AWPs here for VeryGames. Kenny S is going to try and get away. Actually, Stinger downs him, so that is not a bad start for Fnatic. However, the bomb... Oh, no, it's in middle still. I was going to say he's already in B, but they pushed into B. The bomb wasn't actually there. Here is MBK going to be covering the backside. Gets himself 1. Stinger will actually take him. Says, thank you very much for the AK, but Stinger is the last man left alive here for Fnatic with 7 health, 3 men to kill. I was going to say, taking that AWP may just be the wisest choice. As
my breath, I stopped the play. I was like,
oh. They changed the map. Well, that didn't happen. Stinger gonna look down to B tunnels. VeryGames gonna make sure that they've got this site secured before leaving it and moving out.
That awkward silence.
Let's get rid of the drawing. Smiths is actually coming behind him now, and he's literally walked the entire distance of this.
And it pays off.
Boom. There is the AWP saved. Stinger not going to take that one through. 59 game point for VeryGames. They looking like they're going to go 3-for-0 here in Group D of the RaidCall EMS 1. And go through into the quarterfinals, which of course will be played on LAN here in Cologne at the ESL TV studios. Not the coming Saturday, but the 13th and 14th next Saturday. So, here's VeryGames rushing in, not messing around. They actually see Modi get the first kill here. There's so many flashes gone down in that bomb site, it was pretty ridiculous. Freeze did bring one back. No, Freeze died. Modi got the kill. Getting that one right. A lot of flashes still coming into this site from Fnatic. Some coming back in as well. There's a smoke down to cover things, but VeryGames ripping through. It's now all on Trace. He goes down to Smiths. Good games are called, and VeryGames will win the match 16 rounds to 9. And as I said, top... What?
My drawing's being erased! Oh, you don't have a certain amount of lines. Got it. Let's not show my screen.
As I build up to the finale, VeryGames win 16 rounds. Oh, my drawing! Oh, my God!
It was a good drawing.
Yeah,
There's
great.
a balloon in there.
It was fantastic, and I didn't even see it to know it was probably not very good. No. So, congratulations then to VeryGames, 16 rounds to 9, which was 16 rounds to 1 if you get rid of those 8 rounds that Fnatic actually picked up at the start, which is a pretty damn sweet record. So what I want to do here quickly is go over to the RaidCall EMS1 website, which you guys can do as well, csgo.raidcall-ems1.com, and you can see. So Group A, Ninjas in Pajamas, and Nexus, top 2 teams going through there. So I'm actually going to write this down so that I don't, on the way through, forget what I've talked about. NIP, Absolute Legends, and Nexus, and ESC. So, NIP and Absolute Legends in the top seeds, and Nexus and ESC in the, well, bottom seeds. It's almost unfair to call it bottom seed, but top and bottom, A and B, 1 and 2, whatever you want to call it. And then from Group C, of course, we have Superstars, And VeryGames going through there with Faculty and Fnatic in the bottom side. So we could have a number, obviously, of different outcomes in this one. The way that it's going to work is as such. It will always be a top seed versus a low seed, and the top seed and low seed from the same group can't meet. So that means Nippon and Nexus can't meet, Absolute Legends ESC can't meet, Superstars and Faculty can't meet, and VeryGames and Fnatic can't meet. So that means that you've got Fnatic versus Superstars, Absolute Legends, or NiP. Some pretty hard games.
Yep.
Whichever way you look at it there, especially if you got Fnatic versus NiP in that first round. We could also have things happening like VeryGames versus ESC, or NiP versus ESC. I think that Faculty again are going to be the team that everyone kind of sweeps over in that one. I hope Faculty step things up, because online, honestly, they've looked very, very impressive. I've been impressed with how Faculty have done. They've qualified for a lot of tournaments, but when it comes to online, they've just not quite had what it takes. I think Lopez actually pointed this out in the article over on hltv.org that came out today, or maybe yesterday as well. AL doesn't even exist. It doesn't even matter, because they've got the spot. So it depends who they're going to go with. That lineup that they had in the last one, which was Schneider, JWoww, two guys, of course, who were with Epsilon 1. That team got banned out in after Cup 2, I think it was, or maybe after Cup 3. And the other three guys, which I can't quite have in the top of my head right now. Wait a second. Let me have a look. EMS 1, Spring Group Stage. Absolute Legends. So, Pronax, JW, Olaf, RDL, and Schneider. That's the 5 that they played with when they came through in Group B above ESC. So that's the 5 that are going to have that spot. I believe that 3 of the originals can actually still keep that lineup going. What organization they'll actually be under from that one as well, who knows? Obviously, Absolute Legends as a team technically broke down, but they've got a spot, they've got a top seed. There's no way that they're not turning up for these playoffs for that one as well. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Jason, thank you very much for joining me here these last 2 days. It's been a lot better than sitting here on my own and talking to myself. I have to say that, because
but I always watch at home I'm in chat.
I get lonely on my own here sometimes. So guys, don't forget you can follow us here on the Twitch channel. This is exactly where we'll be in 2 weeks, a week and 3 days. Be bringing you the RaidCall EMS 1 Grand Finals, the LAN Finals, live from Cologne here in not this studio, but in the studio just over a few 100 meters that way. That's where we'll be broadcasting all that. You can follow us on Twitter at Joe_Miller, and of course at JCapLol. Still the coolest name ever to be brought up in a Twitter name or anything else. I like it, Jason. You should definitely keep it that way, at JCapLol. You can follow him on that one. And again, thank you very much for tuning in. It has been a pleasure, as per usual. We shall see you, or at least we won't see you, because I'm casting something else on that weekend. But as a production, we will see you on the LAN Finals on the 13th and 14th of April. So keep your calendars clear for that one. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.